Hi there.
Hi, welcome back to Curious Collection. I'm Will.
I'm Cinnamon.
Today we're going to talk about the January slowdown, that slump that we get coming out of that holiday high. We've had, 6-7 weeks of solid sales.
Yes.
Every day has just been amazing.
You get those dopamine hits every time you hear those cha-chings, and it happens more frequently, and you're like riding this high, and you're like, life is good. And then it stops.
Right. But just like the roller coaster, that clicking is starting to slow down. And we're seeing that we were at the peak and it's free fall.
Yeah.
So,
but not in a good, fun way.
I don't want to be completely downer and bummed out because, this is the beginning of a new year. This is a fresh start. This is an opportunity for us to go back and reassess. So we've been talking about that in our office a little bit today.
We have.
And, what are we doing? What can we do better? How can we improve on this? So just as a point of reference, I pulled up our January sales for 2023, again, comparing against 2022. So we've got 2 years of solid data. January of 2023, we took a nice cruise.
We did. And so again, it's really hard because we're comparing it to last year, and last year we shut down the store completely for our cruise was 11 days.
Yeah, we were closed for 10 days.
Yeah.
And so we lost potentially a third of our month.
Right.
So last year we did $4,500 in sales in the month of January, with a net on that being $2,690. So
it's not much.
That is not very much. We know that. We've been anticipating that. We were able to have a decent December. We were able to hold over some of that cash so that we do have that to run through January.
We were talking about it last month. We were telling ourselves, like, don't be overly upset because we know that it's going to be slow come January. So, we really, it's hard.
It is hard.
It's still hard.
So just as a point of reference, Monday was the new year, and we had 32 sales, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I do not want to deny that.
Yeah.
They were all postcards. Our average sale price was $3.56.
Yes.
We didn't break $200. Each subsequent day
has been even worse.
Right? So, we look at Tuesday, we did $113 in sales, and I don't even know how many items. There's maybe 6 items, all relatively low value, $20 average.
Yeah.
And then today we've had 3 or 4 sales, but again, in that $20 range. That really is our bread and butter. That's how we live.
Yeah.
Our average sale price, even when we worked out through the whole year with the 5,000 items, 106,000 in eBay sales, it was $20 items that built our business.
Yeah.
Our average sale price was $20. So that really is. It's really about traffic and volume. And when the traffic's not there, I think everybody's kind of like retreating now. We're in winter. Weather's cool. Even here, people are stuck in the house, and I think maybe they're trying to work through that hangover that maybe they had from shopping so much.
Exactly. There was so much shopping done already. I know that we have looked at our budget and we said, okay, let's kind of pull back. Let's try and do a no spend January. And I'm sure that other people doing their resolutions and coming off of those spends, are saying the same thing. So like January, we know January is going to be hard for several reasons. There's the people are holding back their money. There's the fact that last year we closed the store. There's, the people coming off of Christmas. There's the general economy of like, not good. So we know that there's a lot of reasons why January is going to be a little light.
So one of the ideas, and you just kind of touched on it, was that our store was closed last year for 10 days. Now we've theorized, eBay really doesn't give much information as to why your traffic is the way it is. Sometimes you have good traffic, sometimes you have poor traffic. But most of our traffic most days seems pretty consistent around the same amount. And we kind of hypothesize that if your store is closed and they're comping you against the previous year, then there's a potential there that, you know, it could throw things off with the algorithm.
Right.
If we had $1,000 day in the middle of January when we were closed last year, is that going to cause a problem? Or is eBay just, you know, rubbing their hands together because they're excited about those sales? I don't know. But we've kind of hypothesized that maybe when you compare, you know, year over year and you're up 1,000% because you didn't have any sales last year, that could cause some short-term problems.
Right. They may be holding back some of that because they don't want you to grow too fast or, you know, do more than they feel like you're capable of doing. And again, it's a theory, you know, so we don't know for sure. We're just trying to get through this just like everybody else, you know?
Yeah. So it is hard to see. And like I said, we did have that significant drop. We were down almost 20% last year, even though we were both working the business and it was year over year sales. So, the good news is we're not taking a vacation this year.
Right.
So our store will be open 365 days this year. So
Yay! Yay, no vacations. But we're also making a life for ourselves that we don't have to take a vacation from. And that's pretty awesome, I would say.
I think it's worth the sacrifice of giving up a week-long or 10-day vacation in order to pursue a lifestyle that we prefer. So, you know, like I said, this is an opportunity for us. Things are slow. So we've actually been able to start digging in, looking at some of our reports, looking at some of our traffic, maybe go back and look at some of our old inventory and kind of question what we're doing, what worked in the past, what hasn't worked, and continue to push forward. So, you know, one of the things we talked about was our print ad store. We wanted to get our ad store up and running. eBay's removing some of those roadblocks in front of us. You know, if for new people, you're aware. For people that have been doing this for a long time, I was unaware that there were so many roadblocks on getting a new store operational. So that is certainly very interesting as someone who's been selling for a while to start a new store and see that, oh, well, you're limited to, you know, 20 listings or 100 listings or
it is
even
important
1,000
to know,
listings.
Especially if you are just starting to think about like, oh, well, I would really like to start an eBay store and quit my job. Well, don't do it in the same week. So it's kind of important that you start the eBay store as soon as possible and get, you know, some stuff going on, just, you know, even just part-time while you're still working your job and preparing yourself and your store, you know, for the ability to go full-time. It takes years, you know, it really does. So don't just, you know, throw a bunch of money into inventory and quit your job and think that you're going to start an eBay business next day.
Yeah, it is quite eye-opening, like I said, to see, you know, now the store's been open for 5 months and, you know, I think we did $1,200 or something. The sales very slow on ads, which we're aware of and completely fine with. But now we're up to 4,000 listings. They'll let us put up 4,000 listings. So that gives us some room to get some stuff out of our main store. We're noticing that our sell-through rate in the main store is increasing as we start to take out some of that old inventory that has an incredibly slow sell-through rate.
Right.
And the ad store is getting sales, and that's on top of what we're doing on a normal basis. So we're very happy with that. It's paying its bills. It takes up about 10 files in a file cabinet for 1,000 listings.
Yeah,
so,
for us, there's really no negatives. You know, it's just all good.
Right, and then we put up that on top of what we do on a normal day for our regular Curious Collection business. So it isn't drawing away from our regular work.
Right.
So
Right. He just takes an hour at the end of the day and throws some print ads up, and they're quick lists, and they're, and again, it's able to get rid of some of the excess inventory that we have behind us there, which is also one of our big goals. So it helps in a couple of different ways.
It really does. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're thinking about is, how do we continue to push forward? How do we improve?
Mm-hmm.
It would be awesome if we could just go out, buy some new items with barcodes, and it would just fly off the shelves. But
it's not. I don't have the same passion for those types of items. Even like the jewelry, which I love jewelry. I'm not in love with the new Chinese barcoded, buy it on Amazon for $2.99. Like
free
that,
shipping.
Right? That does not have the same passion and evoke the same emotion for me as when you're looking at a piece from like the 20s. I had some gorgeous Marcasite, Art Deco, like genuine antique awesome pieces today that I listed that I'm going like, these are amazing. You don't have that same passion for something that's like plastic, I just, that's me. Other people can, and that's the nice thing about eBay is that everybody can like go towards their passion and sell those types of items. If your passion is, Amazon returns because you're going, it's super easy to list because all you got to do is scan the barcode, then like, if that's your jam, that's awesome.
Listing does take a lot of energy and a lot of passion. And if you perceive it to be a hard part of the job, then it really is a stumbling block.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can definitely appreciate, we have a barcode scanner we never use.
Mm-mm.
It lives in the drawer.
Yeah.
And I think I've used it 20 or 30 times total.
No, and when you do use it, it totally like flips me out because it beeps occasionally. And I'm like, what is that?
So, there's so many different ways to do this business.
There is, and that's pretty darn awesome. The fact that we can work together, but completely differently, again, like if I had to list the stuff that he lists, then it would be miserable, and vice versa. Like he doesn't have the same passion for the jewelry as me, and that's totally fine. But we can sit here together and we can work together separately, which is kind of cool.
Yep. So I guess my take on the day is sales are slow. Mm-hmm. Time to refocus.
Mm-hmm.
And
also focus on the good things.
I think do what feeds your passion. I think that's really the takeaway today is just we need to focus in on what's driving us through, what's going to get us back to that, that back on track with those high quality, big sales that we love.
Yeah. No, and I am pretty excited. I've got a lot of awesome pieces that I'm listing today. I took the photos yesterday afternoon. So like today I got in and I was totally just prepared for success. The photos were done. They were ready. I had exciting things that I want to list because I think they're awesome. And that really helps to set myself up so that I'm not going, well, I got to take the photos first. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Like, no, I can just come into the office and be like, this is going to be good because I got some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you guys can find the good in your slump as well. Or hopefully you don't even have a slump going on right now. But, I don't know.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out with us today.
All right. Thanks. Like, subscribe, comment down below.